Hi! Oh my gosh, I was jamming out to music and almost missed the live broadcast start. Oh my goodness. Hey guys, what is up? Thank you so much for tuning in to today's video. I'm so happy to be here. My name is Jasmine, and we're just gonna get straight into the Q&A. We're gonna first go with the submitted questions that I have here, and then if you have questions, feel free to leave them in the chat. But let's go with our first question, which is here on Instagram, and it's actually a really interesting question. It's a very good question, and yeah, let's get straight into it. So this is from a commenter on Instagram. I won't give out this person's name because it is a little bit maybe more private in a way, but I thought it would be good to answer it for all of you out there. So this person said that they are planning on moving to India and they would like to move to a place that is receptive of Black people. And they want to know what my insight is as to where would be good for them to live. So this is so interesting because I have a perspective on obviously being Black and living in India. And it is this. It's actually very difficult for me to pinpoint where I suggest you live if you are Black, because I lived only in one area and I traveled to a couple of different places, and I'm not going to say that there are no racial problems within all of India, because I actually do not believe that that is true. But from my own personal experience, it's something that I'm going to have to think about and maybe do a dedicated video where I have like my thoughts written out on paper about race and racism towards me and what that looked like in India. But honestly, like just as a blanket statement, no, like I did not experience people treating me poorly outright because of the color of my skin while I lived in India. But again, I'll have to do some digging to really think. But what was really great about where I lived in India and what made me feel really great about my skin color, great about the skin that I was in, was living in the south of India. People were darker. So a lot of the people that I encountered were actually darker than I was, darker than I am. And so that was really great to see, because I do believe that representation is everything. Like if you see people that look like you, it is easier to navigate life because, you know, there are examples around you. And so that was really cool. And of course, I had friends that were darker complexion compared to those maybe in the northern regions of India. So it was really a great connection point for me. But if I am here to recommend a place for you as a Black person to live in India, yeah, I would recommend Hyderabad, because I do feel like it was like a booming place. It is up and coming, even though it already is like happening. There is just so much going on, so much development. And I had quite a few friends that were Black, mostly Nigerians that traveled from Nigeria to go to school. And you know, different things like that within Hyderabad. So I would say Hyderabad is definitely a melting pot. I mentioned that in my last video, and I definitely recommend that you check out Hyderabad. But if you all watching this video, leave a comment down below letting everybody know where are some friendly places in India for expats or migrant folks to move to, because we have people that are looking to move to India and I am only one perspective. But yeah, I'll get to that video sometime in the future just about my experience as a Black woman living in India. Again, thank you so much for tuning into the stream today. If you have questions, this is a Q&A session. Make sure you leave your questions down below or in the chat, in the stream, wherever you can find the comment section. Definitely leave your questions, and of course, subscribe to this channel. I am trying to do these live streams every week for you guys, so definitely make sure you stay tuned, subscribe, and also share this video as well. And again, leave a comment if you have one. I'm going to get to our second submitted question, which is, where are you? What are you currently reading? Sorry, what are you currently reading? And I'm really excited to share this book with you. So this is a book from my friend Sandy Heron, and I'm so happy because I finally got this book. It's been a couple of months, but this book is called Journey into the Unknown, and so far it's really beautiful. It's a story about Sandy's life. This is what Sandy looks like here. I love supporting my fellow creators, my fellow subscribers even too. So if you are an author or a creator or what have you, please let me know so I can, support you. But yeah, this is such a good book so far. I have kind of been, kind of studying just some of the different things that she's talked about when it comes to the way that God led her to, throughout her life. I haven't gotten to like the meat of it yet, but I am getting there. So definitely check out her book. You can find it on Amazon. All right, let me get to some of the questions in the chat. Have you tried Hyderabadi biryani? Yes, it is a favorite. I actually tried biryani in one of my last videos, but I mean, I don't know if it was Hyderabadi biryani. But yeah, Hyderabadi biryani is so delicious with chicken. But, when I'm not eating meat, the veg works too. I love it. I have to be so disciplined when it comes to eating biryani because I could eat a lot of it. And it was so funny. So while we were in India, I'm a lady, and not saying that ladies need to do this for themselves or for their bodies, but I am, health conscious, for the most part. So again, I had to be disciplined with my biryani eating. But my husband, he could eat whatever he wants and still look really good. So he literally would wait. I think it was like every Wednesday, and then they changed to Fridays for like biryani Wednesday, biryani Friday, and he just had his best life. So yes, we love biryani, and I might do a video where I make it. I've made it before, but I might do a video, like dedicated video, and show you the hot mess of me making biryani on camera. It would be a mess, honestly, it would be. Okay, so somebody asked, would you make tour blogs in the future? What do you mean by tour blogs? Like going around in different cities? Yes, if that's what you mean, yes, of course. Like more food tours, more just touring around different cities. Yes, I would definitely do that. Obviously, I'm not traveling. I've been doing a lot of videos in my home. And although I love being in my home and I'm introverted, I want to get out. I want to get out and see the world. So yeah, definitely I would do some more tour vlogs in the future. Would you like to see those on this channel or on a separate channel? You can let me know what that would look like for you and where you would watch that. And I'm sorry, I should be putting these on the screen. That was from Ravi Singh about tour blogs. And then this one about Hyderabadi biryani was from Rahul Singh. And then A Very Good Life said hello. Hello to you too. All right, let me get to this next question, which says, do you plan your trips thoroughly, as in what do you, let me read that one more time. Sorry, I'm struggling today. Do you plan your trips thoroughly, as in what to do and where to go and explore each day, or do you just go by the rough plans and have a plan or two unplanned? Okay, thank you for this question. I feel like maybe you asked this a couple of streams ago, so thank you for bringing it back. So I like planning. I like planners. I'm a little meticulous in the way that I plan, and it used to be really bad a long time ago. And so I had to scale back because I used to love to plan every single detail, like what time we would get to the airport, what time our car would pick us up from the airport, when we would, I would put timestamps in everything, and basically make itineraries. I find it very fun to make itineraries. But what I realized is when I'm traveling with somebody else, you have to be flexible. So with my husband or with my parents even, they came to Morocco and I planned everything out. And my mom will tell you that she appreciated it, but it was a little too strict for her. So when you're traveling with other people, you don't want to be too rigid. You want to keep everybody in mind. But I do like planning as much as I can out without being too strict. So that was a really good question. I'm going to take one of these submitted questions, and then I'll get back to the questions from the chat. The next question I have is, what is your current feeling about social media these days? So right now, social media is so interesting because with everybody at home, there are so many more people online, and I'm feeling that definitely. But I am slightly overwhelmed by social media at the moment. I love YouTube, And I obviously Facebook as well. So thank you for those of you watching on YouTube and Facebook. But it is a lot. I don't know how in the world people stay organized with all these social media platforms, and also keep their mental clarity intact. But it's a lot for me. So I'm feeling slightly overwhelmed, but I love coming to YouTube and making YouTube videos and things like that, because I feel like that kind of evens me out. It's more like entertainment versus looking at somebody's daily life. There's no problem in daily stuff like day in the life content, because I do that as well. But sometimes it's okay to take a break. So sometimes if you don't see me somewhere, I am just taking a break. All right. So let's see. Stephen John says, I'm in the mood for samosas or haribara. I am too. So I have not found any great places here in the DC area for Indian food. I'm pretty sure that there are some great places. I not being able to go out and the restaurants are not really open like that. I haven't found any good Indian food, but I did see some samosas. This is like probably not even the same, but at Whole Foods. And I was like, either I can buy these samosas at Whole Foods or I can learn how to make my own. So maybe I'll learn how to make my own, because I've been craving samosas as well. Ravi said, yes, I meant that. Oh, cool. Ravi, let me know, by the way, what type of content you're wanting to see, because I can definitely do that. And Stephen John, oh, Stephen, you're on Facebook and on YouTube. That's awesome. Greetings from Caraco. Thank you so much. And greetings from my home here in the DC area. This is awesome. I'm having so much fun with you all. Again, thank you so much for tuning in. And if you want to tell me where you're watching from, please let me know, as Stephen did. That would be awesome. I have one more submitted question, but if you guys have more questions for me, please put them in the chat or leave them down below and I'll answer them. So let me go to my next question. And this one is from Instagram, from Ozzy Eileen or Ellen. Sorry if I'm butchering names today, but she's awesome. Like, she makes me want to actually go to Australia. That's where she is. So Ozzy Ellen asks, where to next internationally once that is possible? Oh, okay. I kind of misread her question initially. I was assuming she was asking, where am I planning to live next? And I don't know where that will be, but I'd like to go to maybe a Latin American country to live next, but to travel to next, Latin America, only because it's close. I think that we here in America gravitate to Latin America, like Mexico and those places, very easily because of the proximity. And so I would definitely go to like Mexico in a heartbeat when everything is safe again. But to live, yeah, anywhere in Latin America. But I have no preference, honestly. If in like a couple of months or so, something happens and we are able to go to like Australia or to Japan or anywhere, I honestly am just a lover of the world and I will go anywhere. So let's see. Momo here asked, how unpredictable was India for you? Oh, that's a great question. For me, India was not too unpredictable. If I could sit down and really think about it, I could probably come up with like some culture shocks, some things that shocked me. But all of my shock honestly came from living in Morocco, which is where I lived before India. And I lived in Casablanca, Morocco. And to me, Casablanca, Morocco was like a smaller scale of Hyderabad. Like Hyderabad was like gigantic. But the fact that, you know, in Casablanca, Morocco, the traffic was a little crazy and I had to like cross the street. It felt kind of like that game Frogger, like where you're crossing the street and you're trying not to get hit and you're just trying to make it to the other side. That was what I learned in Morocco. And so then I moved to India and I was like, oh, I've got this. Hand in the road. I'm crossing the street. Please wait for me. So like I just felt so much more confident and I felt like I was able to really navigate my way through Hyderabad because of my previous experiences. So it was fun. And let's see, like food wise, like I was already excited to try Indian food. And what was funny is the very first place that I tried Indian food was in Morocco, which is so random. But there was this restaurant in Morocco. I think it was like the only Indian restaurant in Morocco that served like curries and naan bread and things like that. And so we, learned and did our research and all of that about our next move to Morocco or India, sorry. And we were like, okay, let's start immersing ourselves into Indian culture. Even though we're still in Morocco, let's like start transitioning our mindset. So that is what we did. And I don't know, maybe I'm just a different person. I know that a lot of people have their experiences of India and they're completely different from mine. A lot of people go to India and they're just like really shocked and they're just really overwhelmed with everything. And I mean, yeah, at times I think I mentioned this in my last video, it can feel chaotic, but there is beauty in the chaos. And there are also things you can do to take a break. I would not recommend that you are just out and about in, like the Hyderabadi streets, just like everywhere, because it can be overwhelming. There are a lot of people, there's just a lot going on. You can have your sensory overload, but you just have to take a break sometime, go into your house and just like take a breather and then go out and then like get some samosas, get some biryani, get some lassi, like enjoy your life. That's kind of just the way that I approach living abroad, is like be in it, because you never know when things like a pandemic are going to hit and you're back home. So I'm so thankful that I've had the opportunities that I have in fact had, because now like, I'm back in the States and I'm looking to travel again. I can't wait to travel again. And of course I have so many more travel stories to share with you all, which I plan to do. Some more travel stories, tips and tricks, tours, food, all of that stuff. But, we can't take things for granted. Like I just am so thankful for my experiences. So anyways, I can go on and on and on about how thankful I am and my experiences, but I'll take one more call for questions if you have them. And I do want to say that if you are looking for just more content, just make sure you subscribe to the Jazzy Nation, because I put videos out every week and I plan to go live every week. And I think what we're going to do next week is have a little bit of an interview sesh, a little bit of another person coming onto the channel, and I'm going to have them share their stories. So honestly, if you are ever interested in collaborating and sharing your story about living in India or Morocco or just travel in general or wherever you've lived, let me know and we can figure something out. You can always send me a DM on Instagram, and I always put my contact email for everybody in the description box, so make sure you check that out. But yeah, like I said, I sometimes am taking a break from Instagram, but if you want to follow me on Instagram, you can find me at the Jazzy Nation, or again, for DMs and things like that. And I think that's it. I want to thank you all so much for tuning in and so much for your amazing questions. I will do another Q&A next month. And so save your questions, because this is fun. And I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.